It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, February 26, 2020, and it's 7 a.m.
Hump day.
Hump day. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, I'm always on here on Hump Day. What's up with that?
You're just a lucky guy.
Yeah.
It's downhill
Why
from
do
here,
I feel like I'm always over the hump? Always trying to get over the hump.
Oh, goodness. And so, we're running out of February, thank goodness.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Time flies by faster
Oh,
and faster
man.
every year.
Yep.
It just seems like once you get past February, that means, okay, winter's coming to an end. Winter's coming to an end. You know, may get a snowfall in March and a little bit cold weather, but it's coming to an end. Anyway.
Right. Daylight savings time.
Yeah, I think it starts like the 8th. I can't wait. No, yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems like, oh my goodness. You know, I think I'm getting sleepy. What time is it? 20 till 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pitch black, you know. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host. David Stroud's over here running the computer, and Dennis Dunderdale from Arkansas Game and Fish is going to be our guest today, and so we'll be talking with Dennis here in a few minutes. The Down on the Corner program is brought to you by your local hometown Sears store. Can't say enough good things about Sears. Worked for them for 14, 15 years. Back then it was a catalog store. Remember Sears catalog?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure do.
Can't forget the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
My, how times have changed, though. Anyway. Anyway, your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191 for appliances, home entertainment, tools, lawn care equipment. The list goes on and on. Be sure to check out your local hometown Sears store at Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Today is the last day. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a $50 Sears Visa prepaid card when you're approved for a hometown Sears MasterCard and spend $5.99 or more. Then you get a 10% discount, so you save some money.
Yeah.
And that ends today, folks. So you need to run down to Sears as soon as they open the door. And so you can get your Sears card, $50 prepaid, and 10% off a $5.99 or more purchase. So need that refrigerator today or a new range or washer dryer combination going down to Sears. Great appliances, tools, lawn care equipment, whatever it is. Check out your local hometown Sears store. 1029. That cough got better since I got back from China. See that?
Hey, when you're done with your face mask, can I borrow it?
Check out all the great deals at your hometown Sears store, 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. And like I say, you can't beat Sears. Hometown Sears. Love it. Can't beat it. And, of course, we're enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can enjoy it, too. 3 locations to serve you. Of course, we got Baxter Regional Lobby. We've got 62 East Plaza. And at 7:03 in the morning, Bomber Boulevard to be busy, but you can still get in line and enjoy the best coffee in town. Brewed Awakening, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And so, tell you what, great coffee.
Yes, sir.
Mike and his staff do a great job at the hospital, the little coffee shop there in the lobby, and both at Bomber Boulevard and 62's Plaza by any time.
Well, that kiosk on Bomber Boulevard is handy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I hit that all the time. Coming back from work, I'll get my final jolt of caffeine for the day.
Comes in handy, don't
It does.
You can get your pumpkin spice. You can get anything you want. You get your butter lattes, your mochas, and whatever. I tell you what, they've got anything you want. They'll make it just the way you want it. So check out all 3 locations of Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect for Roller Funeral Homes. It's not just a motto. It's how they do business. It's how they take care of you with all their respect. It's a tough job to have, working in a funeral home like that on a daily basis. But with 29 Roller Funeral Homes in Arkansas, one in Memphis, Tennessee, they've got it down pat. They know
Yes,
what to
sir.
do. And they will serve you well. They know that you're upset, confused, and just don't know what to do next. Let them help. Let them assist. Let them take care of the situation. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, when I was a child, we had all the modern devices of the days, black and white TV, one rotary dial phone in the house, a radio, and perhaps a phonograph. We sat at the table as a family and ate the evening meal together. Boy, have times changed now. We still have all the modern digital devices, excuse me, but where's the family? Where's our family values? Have we lost our families due to a phone, computer, or TV? Do we take Jesus Christ for granted and not listen to him anymore? Lord, my prayer today is help us to be reestablished with our families, our family units, and be grateful for God's blessings, and help us to be still and know that you are God. It's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. Oh my! What was that low note?
That's a real low one.
Take two?
No, we'll try again tomorrow.
Oh, come on, take two. Come on, come on. Yeah, that was better. That's better.
I thought it was great.
That's not bad. You know, even on Revolution 1, they go, take two. You know, it's still on the record. Well, you're too young to remember White Album.
No.
He's too young to remember White Album. Can you believe that? Kids today.
That's the album with no cover on it, right?
It just says the Beatles
The
had the little
Beatles.
number on it.
Right.
40 years old and you're still a kid.
Dale, what does that say about us?
Now we're going to change the subject.
Yes.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. And I have to tell you real quick, this is what's going on with the Z Team. Bob and Linda's Adora, the Z Team won the Century 21 President's Award, which means the Z Team had record sales last year. They earned a Centurion Team Award plus the Pinnacle Service Award for outstanding customer service. These awards combined in the same calendar year gives us a Century 21 Corporate Presidential Award. That's to the Z Team.
Not a bit surprising.
Wow. That's
Right.
something?
Yep.
Yeah. They give it 110%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Congratulations, y'all.
That's awesome.
That is
Congratulations,
awesome.
Bob and Linda Zador, the Z Team. For all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793. If you want to get listed with an award-winning team, the Z Team is the one to do. RetireToArkansas.net. Take a look at the White River. Beautiful shot this morning, looking into Cotter, Arkansas from Marion County. Of course, Cotter, Arkansas is in Baxter County. The camera's in Marion County. And you're looking at the White River that separates the two counties into Cotter, Arkansas. The Little Clearing, of course, the baseball picnic park down there, the Railroad Museum, and the wonderful little town of Cotter. The railroad's off to the right side, just to the left side of the river on the right-hand side of the screen. And
Do you know there's 5 miles of river frontage in Cotter?
That's, yeah.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That is
Yeah.
quite a feat, actually.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah, Trout Capital USA.
Wow.
Yep.
I bet you spend some time down there, don't you?
A little bit.
You can go to RetireToArkansas.net, check out the live webcam, and there's a little camera icon on there you can click on, and you can take pictures throughout the day. Clear skies, cloudy skies, thunderstorms. Scooter loves this thunderstorms, pick up the lightning, you know. And so check them out, RetireToArkansas.net. When you list with the Z Team, you are picking the award-winning Century 21 Presidential Centurion Award team for North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. They're licensed in Arkansas and Missouri. The team is, they have members, Bob and Linda. Linda is, and I believe their rep over Marion County. So they can serve you both in Arkansas and Missouri. So give them a call. If looking to retire, come to Northern Arkansas, Southern Missouri. Come on down. Go to RetireToArkansas.net or call 870-405-0793, the award-winning Presidential Award Z Team. Weather brought to you by the Z Team this morning. 33 right now in Mountain Home, 34 at Flippin, 33 in Harrison, 34 in Yellowville, 33 at Salem and Calico Rock. Mountain View, Arkansas at 39, 31 in St. Louis, 37 in Poplar Bluff, 33 at West Plains, 32 at Branson. And in contrast, it's not all much colder up in North Dakota. It's 12 up there, about 20 degrees colder.
Back to normal.
Back to normal. Do have some shower activity in Arkansas and some freezing precip in Missouri and Illinois. We'll start down in the Gulf of Mexico. We have some showers in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, a little bit in Georgia and Florida. Then it crosses over Middle Tennessee, up into Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and on up into the New England area. Okay, let's zoom into Arkansas and see what we've got. Looks like Interstate 30 is getting some shower activity right now from Little Rock towards Texarkana, or let me rephrase that and say from Hot Springs to Texarkana, getting the shower activity. Then a little bit in the southern part of the south central part of the state, affecting Highway 167 and Highway 63 a little bit, just to the south and southwest of Pine Bluff. Northern part of the state, we're not picking up anything with the exception in Clay County at the state line from Butler County, Missouri into Clay County, Arkansas. Just very light precip. I don't even know if that's hitting the ground. Other than that, Highway 62, 412, east and west is clear with the exception of extreme northeast Arkansas around Corning, Arkansas. Interstate 49 clear, I-40, Fort Smith, Conway, Little Rock to Memphis in good shape, but I-30, a little bit of shower activity could be affecting it. And I think it's I-530 down around Pine Bluff. Yeah, 530 is clear. right now. Interstate 55. Memphis, Blytheville, going on up into Missouri. Looks like once you hit Missouri and I-55, you're going to start hitting some rain and snow around Dexter, Missouri. And then all along the Mississippi River from Cape Girardeau, Carbondale, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, near Hannibal, Missouri, you got some snow falling right now. Probably really light snow. In Illinois, I-70, I-57, I-64, all affected right now from what I'm seeing in the lower part of Illinois. I-55 affected right now. A little bit on Interstate 44 in Missouri, Springfield, on up into St. Louis. I-70, Columbia to St. Louis with the snowfall. We'll take a more look at Illinois here. They're getting some snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know how much is hitting the ground. This is extreme light snowfall right now, but
My wife would take it.
Oh, really?
Oh, she loves the snow. She's disappointed we haven't got a good one yet.
Too bad.
I'm good.
little sympathy here. Yeah. Move on. Okay, for today, no watches and warnings in Arkansas other than southwest Arkansas, which has, looks like a lake wind advisory. Other than that, we have some winter weather advisories in eastern Missouri, across the middle part of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and parts of Michigan. For today in our local forecast, mostly cloudy, high of 40, low of 24 tonight, 48 with sunshine on Thursday, low of 32 Thursday night, Friday 52 degrees, mostly sunny, 63 on Saturday, woo, nice. 43 on Saturday night, 62 on Sunday with mostly sunny skies. Checking iDrive Arkansas. Hello, Arkansas. There we go. Okay. We've got a few things popped up here. First in southwest Arkansas, we have an accident on Highway 329, 1.4 miles east of Highway 41. It's 0.7 of a mile east of DeQueen. And we hope everybody's okay in that accident. A little bit of slow traffic from Benton to Little Rock on 30 today. Accident on Highway 10, I think that's Cantrell Road. Mm-hmm. That's 3.1 miles southeast of I-430 westbound lane, and the lane impacted is the outside lane there. So anyway, and so be sure to check iDrive Arkansas. I show you this thing so you know what the icons mean. These other things are just where they've had some washouts on some roads and are doing some culvert repair or some pavement repairs. And so choose your route and check and see if there's anything that will slow you down. You can also check your border states, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee from iDrive Arkansas. We take a look at Missouri, and you can see where some of the snow has fallen from Cahokia, Missouri, all the way down to St. Louis. You do have some covered roads, some partly covered roads, and some that have started to clear around Columbia and Jefferson City towards Sedalia, Missouri. It's not as bad as what it would be going up to just north of St. Louis towards Hannibal, Missouri, where they still have covered roads up there. And then it's showing I-44 with some partially covered roads from Rolla on into St. Louis, 103 miles from Rolla to St. Louis and I-44. So we've just got to be a little bit careful traveling in Missouri towards St. Louis. You got to go to St. Louis today. Be careful.
We got to go to St. Louis today. I have to go to St. Louis today.
You're going to St. Louis today?
Well, Chesterfield, just outside of St. Louis.
Yeah, that's West County.
Yeah.
No, you going up 44?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that's the fast way. Going to Chesterfield. Wow.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Emily's got a doctor appointment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Be careful up there. Wow. They're driving.
Yeah.
They're more than likely, with the sunlight coming out, I think you're going to see that by the time you head up there, the travel will be good by the time you get up to Rolla. So.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team, the award-winning Z Team. If you want to get listed with a team that really works for you, I mean, you list with them whatever you need from the Z Team in the real estate market, they will deliver. They don't get the awards because they fiddle-faddle around. They get to work.
That's right. Yeah.
And these awards, these are top awards in the National Century 21 program. So if you want an award-winning real estate agent, call the Z Team, 870-405-0793. And let's see, upcoming events. What do we have here coming up? Well, I saw something that was going to be really good. Here it is. We have a spaghetti supper at the Northeast Lakeside Fire Department, and it's scheduled for March 7th from 4 to 7 p.m. at 5482 Highway 62 East. The menu includes spaghetti with meat sauce, garlic bread, salad, dessert, coffee, iced tea, lemonade. $8 for adults. Senior discount, $7. That's senior. That's when you can remember the White Album. You get that. Children under 10 are $4. And then also the Cotter Volunteer Fire Department Chili Suppers is also March 7th. What was the other, March 7th? Yeah, both on March 7th. Cotter Volunteer Fire Department. And it's going to be at 5 o'clock at the Cotter School cafeteria. All you can eat chili, chicken soup, cornbread, dessert, drink will be served. $5 for adults, children 12 and under 3. Photo and list of donated items can be up for auction, will be available approximately February 25th on the fire department's Facebook page. So we're going to have a silent auction. So 2 events coming up for the fire department. It's got to support these volunteer fire departments.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Sure
so
do.
important. My
Sure do.
goodness. Wow. All right, we're running a little bit behind today. Right now, it's coming up on 7:16. Dennis Dunderdale is our guest, coming up right after the break with Arkansas Game and Fish. Be right back.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area. At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
It is my honor to endorse Nelda Speaks for re-election to District 100.
Nelda Speaks has been a long-time voice for conservative values in her district, over 30 years of experience, and we are grateful to have her here in Little Rock.
She is a fierce little lady.
She's an individual that when she starts speaking about a subject or something like that, you're going to stop what you're doing and you're going to listen to her.
She commands attention because she's done her homework, she's well versed in the pros and cons, and I know that she puts a lot of time and effort into her decision making, and we need her back.
She is a fierce lady. She stands very solid on her principles and conservatism in the Republican Party.
Nelda is a conservative through and through. She doesn't waver in her efforts. She fights hard for her district, whether it's a city or a county.
A few words that I think of when I think of Nelda Speaks is a compassionate leader.
Sitting by her my freshman year was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I sit by her in education now, and she is a great resource.
Nelda makes sure that while we're here at the Capitol, we don't forget the Republican Party platforms that made this state great.
You can count on Representative Speaks to honor and defend her district and represent them well in the House of Representatives.
One thing about Nelda, you can always depend on her for her conservative values.
Nelda Speaks has a soft voice, but a very powerful voice for conservative values in Little Rock.
You are lucky to have Nelda Speaks in your corner in Little Rock.
I would encourage you to vote for her in the upcoming elections.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and
7:19, Dennis Dunderdale's here, Arkansas Game and Fish. Good to see you again.
Good to be back. Thanks again. You know, I really appreciate you giving us this opportunity to let the folks know what's going on. And yeah, and I do too. You know, it is kind of fun. If nothing else, we certainly laugh a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe we could film the breaks and play them back.
No.
No.
The breaks will be very different if we start that.
Hello, FCC.
Yeah. Hello, Game and Fish. No. Anyway.
Gee, I love that job.
Yeah. Remember when we used to work there? Hey, we've got a lot going on. Of course, you can follow us along on our Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook too, but you can follow us on our website, which is real simple, agfc.com, ArkansasGameFishCommission.com. We also have a Facebook page, and we'd love it if you like us on Facebook. And then we set up a new Facebook group for the Fred Berry Center over in Yellville, called FBCEC. That's Fred Berry Conservation Education Center. FBCEC Happenings.
Okay, say it again slow.
FBCEC Happenings. And you can join that group, and then you'll get notices on all of the things that are going on over there, and as well as in the area that that relates to. Yeah, there you go. That relates to pretty much any conservation or wildlife management, fishing, hunting, all the stuff that we do. Anyway, just to kind of run down through what some of those events are. First of all, turkey season's coming, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And to segue right into it, we have a turkey hunting basics workshop at the Fred Berry Center this coming Saturday. It starts at 9, goes to 11:30. If you're under 16, we want you to have a parent or an adult or somebody with you. It's, we kind of remind folks that we're just not staffed to provide a babysitting service, so don't send the kiddos, bring them along. And you'll enjoy the workshop even if you do. That's in the morning, 9 to 11:30.
And what day was that?
That's this coming Saturday, February 29th.
Okay.
Actually, if you look on the calendar, on the right-hand side.
Right there's turkey hunting basics.
There you go,
There it
yep.
is, okay.
And then a few bumps down from that, there's the breakout on it, and
then you got wildlife signs and sounds at Yellow too.
That's right, and that will be at 1 o'clock, so that'll be an afternoon, and that's actually a fun program as well. Ken Foreman will be leading that one, I do believe.
That'd be fun right there.
Yeah, if you like to walk in the woods, and I mean, who doesn't? I've yet to run into somebody who's, nah. Now, we may not do it. Maybe our schedules are a little busy, and if you carve a little time out, you'll see things, you'll hear things, you'll stumble across a sign of something that you won't quite know what that is. Well, that's what this program's all about. Also, you hear so many wonderful things when you're in the outdoors. We're going to, try to get you, up to speed, at least somewhat. Obviously, we can't teach you everything there is, in a 2-hour workshop. But the whole point of that is to help you identify and narrow down, or at least eliminate it down to a couple of choices as to what a particular sound or a sign or a track or maybe some bark that's picked off of a tree or, whatever. The turkey hunting workshop, of course, turkey hunting season is coming up next month. So we're trying to gear folks into those that say, I've always heard turkey hunting is a real blast, but man, I'm intimidated. I don't even know where to begin. That's what we're going to talk about, how you get started on it.
We did a thing one time. This is about 32, 33 years ago. We rented this Outdoor Life video on turkey hunting. Outdoor Life, in the magazine. This is what they said. A turkey can see a tick on tree bark at 300 yards. 3 football fields. That's what they said.
Yep, they're right. Yeah, and that's maybe a little bit of urban legend in there. However, the point is very well taken. Their eyesight is absolutely amazing. If you're typically the way folks will set up for turkey hunting is they'll find a tree where they can, get profiled behind them so it wouldn't be a skinny tree. Me, it would be a real big tree. And what you'll do is you'll get all camoed up and you try to disappear. You try to look like nothing, and then you will use your call to sound like a hen, a hen turkey yelping, or maybe just depending what's going on, what you're trying to replicate. A turkey who's roosted in a tree, a tom, or any other turkey for that matter, they can detect exactly what tree that sound comes from. Now think about that. You're in how many thousands of trees are within sight at any given time, just even within a 2 or 3 degree range? They can pinpoint it. They can see it. They can hear it. It's amazing. They are
and even when
amazing
the sound can
birds.
basically, sound can be absorbed by the leaves on the ground. They could be.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
Yeah. Anyway, it's
Amazing.
it's a fat. I love turkey hunting. It's every
What's the
time
biggest one you've
I
ever
knew 25 pound, a little over 25 pounds. It was a 3-beater. Yeah, yeah. It was a dandy.
He's a grandpa.
And I have to give a shout out to my game warden buddy Chad Cruz over in Stone County, Mountain View area. He put me on that bird, and we were on vacation. We took the day off. It wasn't we get accused sometimes of hunting while we work kind of thing. We don't do that. No, we really don't.
I wouldn't think you would.
No. Anyway, I digress. Other things we have going on, these are also at the Fred Berry Center. March 14th, so in a couple of weeks coming up, I'll be leading a Discover Fly Fishing workshop. That's a Saturday-Sunday event. You need to call to register for these, and I'm going to give the phone number in a minute, so get your pencil ready. But the Discover Fly Fishing workshop will be Saturday the 14th from 9 to 3, and that will be pretty much all-day classroom and then outside casting. Again, it's designed for folks that have thought that fly fishing looks like a cool thing to try, but I don't know if I could do it. Yeah, you can do it, and we'll teach you how. So Saturday will be all educational, and then in the afternoon will be all casting instruction, because that's a pretty important part of it. And then Sunday morning, of course, this is all river flow dependent. We don't know where we'll be going yet, but we'll be going fishing somewhere from 8 to noon. And we'll have guides to kind of help you and be right there with you. And all we ask is that you have your fishing license, whichever license is appropriate, including a trout permit, because we'll be trout fishing, so you need a trout permit for that, and your waders. We'll provide everything else: flies, rods, reels. Lunch really won't be an issue because we'll be done at lunchtime. But
are you good at fly fishing?
Yeah, I actually that's one of my
specialties.
Yep, it really is.
Do you tie your own flies?
I do. And
that's an art.
I'll tell you what else.
That's an art.
I just came back from. Talk about upping your game a little bit. I just spent a week at a friend of mine's house in Louisiana. Last week I took the week off and went down and built a bamboo fly rod. Started with a 12-foot long piece of bamboo that you cut down, and nice. And ended up with it really came out nice.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a group of bamboo rod makers that gather in Mountain Home every year in October. It's a private gathering. It's not really meant to open to the public. I mean, there might be as many as $250,000 to $500,000 worth of fly rods, out at any given time. These are collectors from around the world and makers that make rods and sell them for $10,000 a piece. Now, that's not me. Don't let me mislead you. But that's a whole different world.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, I do tie flies. In fact, we just had a fly tying workshop, and it was so popular that we're thinking we may start like a monthly tie-in, kind of thing. Get together over at the Fred Berry Center, once a month on a Tuesday night or something. It was a great time. Again, that was a beginner's workshop. The first one was beginning, then the second one was a little bit more advanced, and the third one was dry flies, which is, more advanced than that. Wow. Very, very successful workshop. So we've got that going on March 14th and 15th. March 28th, there's a hunter education course at the Newton County Library in Jasper. And then the following week, April 4th, we're having a hunter education program. This is the class that you need to go hunting, which you need to have a hunter education card for any form of hunting if you were born after 1968, including turkey hunting. So if you don't have your card and you were born after 68, then you got to do that. April 4th at the Fred Berry Center, we'll be teaching that class. And that's an all-day, 10-hour, it's a long day. But that way we get it done in one shot.
Wow.
April 4th, 8 to 6 at Fred Berry. These are all on the website, so you can check that out.
I mean, I'm looking at it all the way out. This one stops at July 31st.
Well, and
this is statewide, though.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that's on the website. We've got things on our individual calendars that haven't been put on the website yet. I mean, they will be. We're constantly updating that and adding things to it. But, man, we got a lot going on. We really do. Hey, you know what we did this year? Do you remember the, once upon a time, the federal government has a required waterfowl stamp if you're going to be a waterfowl hunter. And the state has a state-required stamp for waterfowl as well. Well, we've decided to, as a form of raising money, now this isn't a requirement, it's not licensed, required, but we started a turkey stamp. It's voluntary, but to raise money for wild turkey habitat and for turkey management.
Yeah.
And it's expensive to do that. I mean, people don't realize how much money goes into burning the woods and getting rid of invasive species that are growing in the forests that we really would like to get rid of, like cedar and other species as well. And the way it works, actually, it's right there on the website. I can see on your page there. It's a $9.50 purchase. This year is the inaugural year for it. So if you bought this year's, you'll get the first one ever. And of course, what we really hope is that you'll buy one, each successive year and, collect them all. But isn't that a gorgeous looking stamp?
Man, look at that.
Yeah, that's a good deal. And the
only place that would look better is on my dinner table.
Well, I am certain, now I don't have facts on this, but typically with these types of stamps, the duck stamps, we used to have trout stamps years ago, way back. You probably remember that, Dale. This particular stamp commemorates the burned out forest. Now we will go out and in a controlled burn, we've had Ted Z and some of his guys come on and talk about controlled burns and how important that is.
I think they're doing one last weekend.
Yeah, they're doing the workshop. Yes, yeah. And I was out of town, but that's right.
Came back through some smoke.
Yep, just how important that is.
Oh man, yeah.
And folks, we always get criticized. Say, why do you do that in this early?
When was the last time we had a forest fire in Arkansas?
Exactly. Well, not only that. When you burn the forest, boy, do we get off track quickly, don't we? When you burn the forest, though, what happens is you unleash and you start germinating seeds that have been there for 200 years. And they're covered over with all of the debris and matted down material. They just can't germinate. You burn that stuff. Never thought of that. You burn that stuff off. You not only get rid of all of that scrub that is fire prone, but you also release not all of, but many of the native seeds and species that are supposed to be growing there. And we've got documentation. In fact, on that website, on that page, you scroll down, there's a video for it. We don't have time to watch it now, but research has been done that shows turkeys will come into a burned out area within days of it being cool enough to walk on. Which, of course, the day it burns, the day after, the ground is still a little warm, so they're a little skittish. But as soon as that's done, like if it doesn't rain within a couple of days, if it does, as soon as it rains, these birds are there feeding on those seeds and those ticks and those bugs and all those things that have just been released by that fire. Wow. We commonly get criticized for burning at the time of year that we do because some people think that is going to devoid that part of the forest from wildlife. Couldn't be further from the truth.
It's just the direct opposite.
Just the direct opposite. So
I didn't know that.
Yep.
So I was coming back from Independence County. I came back Highway 14 to Mountain View, and Independence, Stone County. But and I had read about there's a controlled burn. I think extreme southern Baxter, parts of Stone, perhaps Izard. I think.
Yeah, that would have been over in the Ozark.
That's Forestry Commission that was doing that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we do it with them. I mean, we partner on those things all the time. But yeah, that was over in the National Forest, over in the Sycamore Range.
Yeah, there's some smoke down there. Hey, let's grab a quick break. 7:33. I got a quick joke for you about tying flies. Remember Dennis the Menace, the cartoon?
Oh yeah. Do you think I ever got teased about that?
Oh yeah, no pun intended. Anyway, Dennis the Menace is with Mrs. Wilson. Shh, don't bother Mr. Wilson. He's tying flies. Says tying flies. My dad swats them. Time for a break.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Hi, we're Bob and
7:37, more with Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish.
So anyway, yeah, that turkey stamp, that I think that's a really cool deal. I absolutely will buy one of those. I just got back in town yesterday or Monday, so haven't yet. But you can get them, either you can order them online or you can get them from any licensed dealer, which I assume means Walmart and places like that. But you can also get them at any regional office, which our closest one here is in Calico Rock, over there on Route 58. Or any nature center that has a gift shop, which we don't have a gift shop at the Fred Berry Center. It's not really set up that way. But anyway, yeah, go get that. It's not required to hunt. I want to make sure everyone realizes that it's not a federal or even a state required stamp. But get this year's. It'll be the first year, and then you can have them all by the time you're our age. Turkey season is a-coming. It starts in April. April 11th and 12th is the special youth hunt, and that will be a Saturday, Sunday. And then the next day, Monday, is the first day of the regular turkey season, and it goes through April 28th. And
wow,
turkey hunters already know this, but if you're new to this, for the regular season, you can only take adult birds. Now, a lot of folks say that you can only take gobblers or toms or male adult turkeys. But in fact, you can take a bearded hen, and there are such things.
Really?
Yeah. Typically the gobbler is the one with the beard, but it's sort of like deer the same way. There are antlered does, but there are also bearded hens, and those are legal. And you can take 1 per day, 2 per season. So you can't, if you see, 2 of them coming in, you can't kill them both. Youth can take 1 jake, which is a juvenile, as part of their seasonal bag limit, as part of their 2-bird limit. But adult hunters, 16 and older, they cannot take unbearded hens or jakes. And the way you can tell a jake, there's a couple of different ways. One is if the beard is, I think, 6 inches or less. The other one is, the easiest way is with their fan tail. When a turkey's tail fans out, if the ones in the middle are higher and then the ones on the periphery are smaller, that's a jake. And that's kind of a way you can, tell from a distance. Sometimes the way the turkey is turned, you can't see its beard, or, people aren't real good at gauging, 6 inches. But anyway, there's and hens, of course. If you see that picture on the website that you've got right there, can you pull that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See that red, white, and blue on that gobbler's head?
Yeah.
That's the hallmark of a tom. Their size and their stature and their colors and all that kind of stuff. But hens don't have that. Yeah. Hens are completely brownish, grayish, olive. Yeah, and there's that big beard. There you go. So just kind of as a word to the wise, if you are turkey hunting, don't wear red, white, or blue of any color, of any kind. You are trying to disappear completely, and other hunters are not looking for what looks like a hunter. So they hear you calling, and you got a little bit of red. We would hope to think everybody knows never to shoot at something that you can't clearly identify, but that would be naive to think it never happens. And unfortunately, turkey hunting is the one where people being shot mistaken for game is the one where that happens more than.
Is that right?
Yeah, because you don't wear orange.
Yeah.
In deer hunting and those in big game, deer, elk, that sort of thing, you've got to be wearing orange in a rifle season. But in turkey, you couldn't wear orange. There's no way you'd ever get a turkey wearing orange. And duck hunters don't wear orange either. And occasionally it'll happen there as well, but that's usually not mistaken for game. That's an accidental discharge when it happens duck hunting. So anyway, a lot going on there. Hey, we had we found an eagle that had been shot. Did you read about that? Yes.
Here?
Yes. Where? Cross County. Wynn, down Wynn is Cross County. Wynn, Arkansas. What's that, 64 that runs through?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the 21st, it was found.
Rifle or shotgun?
Well, I don't know. It just, when we got a bulletin on it, and it just said that forensic testing initially has identified that it was killed by. Oh, actually, I think it did say rifle shot. But I may have misread it or forgot. But it was shot anyway, and now it's off for further testing to get, some real detail as to what kind of shot. I think caliber. I think they did say rifle. But anyway, they're looking. Well, that's the thing. Why in the world would somebody shoot an American bald eagle?
Yeah.
Because you're a hateful person. There's no explanation for that. I mean, there's no mistaken identity. There's no reason you'd be out with a rifle right now. There's no rifle seasons open. Duck season is closed, although there is a conservation light goose hunt season that's still open, but man, I'm telling you what, somebody murdered that bird. Yeah. And I hope we get him. Now, in order to help getting him, here's why I'm bringing this up. The Game and Fish Commission, as well as the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, because they're in on this too. It's a federal offense, and a big federal offense. We're offering a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest and a conviction, but also the Game and Fish Foundation is going to match that. So we're, essentially offering a $5,000 reward. So if you hear anything, see anything, hear anybody bragging at the coffee shop or somebody cracking jokes about it, even if you think it's insignificant, let the experts determine whether it's significant or not. Our hotline number, and this is kind of a number you should keep on your phone anyway. Put this in. This is the Game and Fish. It's the poaching hotline, but it's really any kind of an emergency regarding game and fish or any kind of urgent matter. The number is, I'm going to give it to you now, is 1-800-482-9262. And that goes right to our radio room dispatch center in Mayflower. And of course, they're connected to everybody at Game and Fish with a radio, and others as well. They can talk to the feds, and they can talk to other states. They can talk to pretty much anybody they want to. But if you wanted to get word to a game warden, or if you had a question about whether something's legal or illegal or whatever, even if you've got the game warden's cell phone number, and sometimes they'll give those out to folks that they want to communicate with, the quickest way is call that dispatch center. Because they know who's on duty, they know who's off duty, or who's out of town, or who's working tonight, or who's got what going on, and they can get right to that person. They'll ask you for your phone number, and then those game wardens usually respond to those calls pretty quickly. So if you hear anything about that eagle,
Cross County,
yeah, February 21st is when. So what was that? Monday, Sunday,
Friday.
Friday was the 21st? Okay. Yeah, okay. So Friday is when they found it. Okay, a few more things coming up. We've got the Sow Bug Roundup that will be here in Mountain Home. Now, that's not a game and fish event per se, but we're certainly a part of it, and we'll have our booth there, and we absolutely support and applaud what those folks do.
That's the week of the 23rd, am I correct?
That's correct. No. Did I say the 23rd? Yeah, well...
No, I did. I was just guessing.
The 23rd, we've got a February calendar here, so that would be, yeah, that'd be the week of the 23rd.
Is it?
Yeah, that's school vacation week is what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So anyway, that will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday over at the fairgrounds. You know, that's one of the largest, not the largest, but one of the largest international gathering of fly tyers in the world. Yep. I mean, that's a huge, huge deal, and they do a great job putting that together, and of course it's right here in Mountain Home at the fairgrounds. The Saturday prior to that, March 21st, we're having a swap and sell, basically a swap shop.
Okay, let me pull that up. I've got that too.
Yep. And those are going to be going on around the state. In fact, there's one of them coming up this weekend somewhere. I'd forgotten where that is.
February 29th will be Arkansas River Valley Nature Center and Grandview Education Center.
Yeah, that's right.
And March 14th is Crowley Ridge Nature Center and Ponca Education Center.
Yep.
And then March 21, Delta Rivers Nature Center and Fred Berry Education Center in Marion County.
Yep, that's it. And the way that works, you know, call to reserve a table, and we really want this to be successful. This is a good opportunity for the community. It's a great way to just kind of have fun and pick up a few bargains if you've got, it doesn't have to be, you know, hunting or fishing related. It can be, you know, anything having to do with the outdoor. Pair of binoculars that maybe you got a better pair and you want to, you know, get a little bit of money back on the old ones, just whatever.
Yeah.
But give Marilyn a call over at the Fred Berry Center and reserve a table. I'm going to give their number. I meant to do that earlier. The Fred Berry Center number, you should have this in your phone too, is area code 870-449. I gotta put my glasses on. Thank you. 3484. I should have that memorized by now, but you would think I do. I've got a 10-second memory, however.
Nobody memorizes phone numbers no more.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's like adding a column of numbers. Nobody does that either. But anyway, that swap and sell. You know, that's something we're really looking forward to. So that'll be March 21st over in Yellville at the Fred Berry Center.
Let's grab that last break real quick. 747 North Dennis right after this.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
When you need dirt.
7:49. When Dennis is here, time goes by just it's gone. My
Oh,
goodness.
you say that to all the fellas.
It's a lot of fun, I tell you.
Well, just to kind of wrap up or summarize the turkey hunting situation, a lot of folks like to turkey hunt over in the Sylamore Forest, Sylamore National Forest. That's U.S. Forest Service land, of course. We manage it or co-manage that with them, and we certainly patrol it. There's a little bit different season dates over there, and I want to make sure anybody who, folks that do that hunt over there every year already know this, but if you're thinking of getting into this or if you're going to hunt in this area for the first time, the first 3 days of the season require a special draw permit to hunt in the forest. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is special permit only, and that permit period is already closed. So if you didn't put in for it, then all is not lost. You still might be able to get it on the 28th, which is what, Friday?
Yes, correct.
On the 28th, they will have a leftover permit purchase opportunity where it's, first come, first serve kind of thing. But one way or another, you've got to get that permit in order to hunt the first 3 days over in the Sylamore Forest. Okay. Then they shut it down altogether. No hunting allowed, no turkey hunting allowed on Thursday and Friday, and then they open it up to everybody on Saturday. Now that's a little bit convoluted, but that's kind of how it goes, over there. So just keep that in mind. Of course,
I'm going to hit this turkey zone map right here too. That might help folks if I can get that too.
Yeah, in this area here, it's sort of like
now we're split between, on this it looks like we're zoned a little bit in Bax County, zone 1 and zone 3.
Yeah,
so the Sylamore area would actually be that zone 1.
That's correct. Yeah,
which is north. What's that highway right there? Is that north of 58? 58 and 66 runs across there in Stone County. So
yeah, 66 is the road that runs between Mountain View and Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 66. And
now is that your Sylamore area you're speaking of?
No, it's actually, well, it'd be in zone 1, but the Sylamore Forest, the simplest way to think about that is Highway 14 through 56. Okay, from Big Flat to, there's a little community that runs along by Jack's resort there on 5 South. Yeah, so that little community there is called Allison, where Highway 5 and 14 come together. If you get on 14 and go west all the way to Big Flat, you'll have the Sylamore National Forest on both sides. You'll have the north unit on the north side of 14 and the south unit on the south side, and you'll go through 56 and a few other. That's what Blanchard Springs is, and all of that. That's the general vicinity of where we're talking about. Anyway, that's the deal there. Another deadline I want to make folks aware of: if you're a college student and you would like to be a summer intern with the Game and Fish Commission, which, by the way, if you're looking to get into any of the conservation fields at all, whether it's law enforcement, wildlife management, fisheries, any of that stuff, education, that is a great deal. It's like a summer-long interview.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course, nothing is guaranteed, and I don't want to promote this as a promise, but if things go really well and then you want to go to work at the Game and Fish Commission when you graduate, that is a great way to become known and to get a foot in the door. Yeah. The application deadline for that is this Friday. It's the 28th. Okay, so there's some requirements for it. Again, if you, I think on our webpage there is apply for summer internship right on the front page. If you look at those 4 little spots underneath our crawler.
Okay, let me go here. It's on the main page.
Yeah, go to the home page.
Where'd you go here? It's not letting me go back here. Oh, that's why I've got this. Oh, rats. Okay, I'm gonna have to reload. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll tell you what it is. There's not a whole lot about it, but the internship is a maximum of 400 hours, so basically a summertime job.
Right, finally got it.
Pays $12.75 an hour, which ain't bad for a college kid, working summertime. But you'll be working in, you select what it is you want to go. You'll pick your first choice, second choice, and that might be first choice would be the enforcement division, second choice would be wildlife management, or whatever it is you want. You need to have a 2.5 GPA. You've got to have, let's see, what are they, 60 college credits, 60 hours of college credit by the time the internship begins. Or if you're a graduate student, within the 12 previous months, or if you're already enrolled in a postgraduate program. So there are some requirements. I mean, it's not just a summer job for, some kid that would rather do that than cut grass. But if you are a college student in one of those kind of related fields, then go give that a whirl, but get on the stick, because Friday it closes at 4:30. And all the details on how to apply, and there's a apply online kind of hot link that you can hit and go to there. And I think I've made it through my list, or pretty close to it.
And it's only 7:55.
Wow. Okay, so hear any good jokes lately? No, I'll tell you. Let's see.
Ask him about a skunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you have a skunk?
Yeah,
his dog.
Hit my one 2 nights ago at 2 a.m.
Teach us about skunks.
My I raise Labrador retrievers, and both of them got skunked twice within 2 weeks this past summer. Oh, was I mad?
Yeah.
What is a skunk's normal habitat? Are they? I mean,
the woods.
I thought it was too cold for them, but apparently they're in the culverts.
No, they're fur bearers. They're fine. Yeah. Now, you get up into the, tundra region, they'll hibernate there. Not hibernate, but they'll go dormant. But no, they're up and about here. We don't have that severe a climate for them. So yeah, you'll absolutely run into them. I'll tell you one thing is, we get these calls frequently. What do I do to get rid of the smell? Does tomato juice work? No, it doesn't. You will have a wet, red, messy dog halfway to a Bloody Mary. Okay. And that smells like a skunk. Yeah. So no, that really isn't it. And where that comes from is that perfume, if that's what you want to call it, is actually an acidic, oily perfume. Okay, so there's acid, there's oil, and there's the smell. And so you need to neutralize the acid, you need to dissolve the oil, and you need to neutralize the odor. Baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and what's the third thing? Dawn dish liquid. Okay. Yep. And I mean, that's what I use. Now, all three of those have to be fresh. I've also made the mistake of, I'll mix that up in a 5-gallon bucket, and don't be cheap, just make a big, generous supply and wash the dog completely, thoroughly, put on rubber gloves, because you'll get that, depending where they got sprayed, you'll get that on you, and it'll take forever to get off. But give the dog a good, really heavy shampoo, work that in, hose them all off, do that 3 or 4 times, and then discard that batch, because you're going to want to do it again if this happened like at 3 in the morning, and that's when it happened to me too. Yeah. You want to do it again in the morning, but with a fresh batch, really? Because the peroxide and
baking soda, peroxide, and Dawn.
Yes. Yep.
So what's the peroxide to the baking soda? How much baking soda?
Well,
so see, the baking soda, that's going to break down the acidity, right?
Yeah, that'll.
And then the peroxide with the Dawn goes in after
raise the pH. The Dawn will break down the oil, and the peroxide will neutralize the odor. Yep. So yeah, that's the way to do that. It's interesting thing about, we have 2 kinds of skunks here. We have the striped skunk, which is probably what you encountered or your dogs encountered. Those are the most common. But we also have spotted skunks, which a nickname for those, you've heard of civet cats or polecats.
Polecats, yeah.
Those are the nicknames for a spotted skunk. And the difference between the two, we've all seen striped skunks. They just kind of meander around and limber and all that kind of stuff. Well, spotted skunks acts more like a house cat. They run and jump and roll and climb trees and all that kind of stuff. And when they spray, unlike a striped skunks turn around, raise its tail, and they'll hit you from 20 feet away, and they are dead accurate. They can hit a 2-inch circle 20 feet away. Wow. Spotted skunks very similar, but they'll do a handstand with their feet and their tail up in the air, and they do.
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah,
and then drop their tail, and then they'll get you that way. Yeah.
30 seconds.
We're done.
30 seconds.
Okay, let me give a couple of phone numbers again. The Fredberry Center, their phone number is 870-449-3484. My phone number for my cell phone, call me with any questions, is 870-321-5548. Or you can shoot me an email at denis.dunderdale, that's Dennis with one N, .dunderdale, at agfc.ar.gov.
And with that, good to see you. See you next month.
See
We got to
you.
run. See you tomorrow.